Welcome back. It is Tuesday, June 27th, and the MLB, our two favorite picks, are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday, a 1-2 day. Now, let's talk about it. Now, our Nerfy, which is the bottom pick on the screen, did not hit. And at the same, you guys crushed the like goal with 1,000 likes, which we appreciate it. Guess you wanted to see us down bad, and you got to see it if you watched our Nerfy stream last night. At the same time that happened, Luis Robert hit a home run. So he cashed for us out on our over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Basically cashed any other prop you could have taken for him. We appreciate you, Luis. And then Spencer Torkelson just didn't get it done. Over 1.5 base. I had 5 plate appearances, which is all you can ask for a hitter. He just did not get anything cooking. If you want to bet him to get a home run, he probably will get a home run today just to troll us. Now, it is Dinger Tuesday. We do normally have some Dinger Tuesday plays. We're going to put those in the pinned comment section down below. It should be by like 10 a.m. Eastern time. You should see our Dinger Tuesday plays down below, as well as an added play. We'll add one down below, so make sure you lock that one in if you want to. But Logan, you're back with the game pick today, and I really like this game pick. There was a couple different ways I was going to target it, but I'm going to let you take this one over. What you got for the people today?
Yeah, we're going to an absolute barn burner of a game yesterday. We're going to the Brewers versus Mets game, and I'm taking the over 5.5 total runs through the first 5 innings. Plus 115 odds on BetMGM is currently your best value in this one. Now, if you look at other books, this is why it's important to line shop. I mean, FanDuel's got it at pretty much like even odds. The fact that I'm getting a really good plus value on this one is important. And this is the return of Logan's line reading, because I'm doing a line reading on this one. After scoring 1 total run through 5 innings yesterday, this line is 5.5, which is a line I'd expect to see normally at like Coors Field and Great American Ballpark too, like really hitter-friendly ballparks with good conditions. Seeing 5.5 with these two teams, I'm like, wow. So obviously, are they baiting you to take the under? Maybe. But I can't. I think there's going to be a lot of pathways to victory, for us cashing this over in this one. It starts with David Peterson of the Mets. David Peterson, 8.08 ERA and a 1.74 WHIP. That's disgusting. Those are absolutely terrible numbers for David Peterson. In April, Peterson already faced this Milwaukee team. He went 4 innings, allowed 5 earned runs. The final score of that game, Milwaukee won 7-6. So you can see through 4 innings, he contributed 5 runs. I hope David Peterson can contribute that again today. You look at Peterson, terrible pitcher, as I just mentioned, 16th percentile in expected batting average, 14th percentile in expected slugging, 25th percentile on hard hit percentage. There's really no numbers that are all that good. I mean, he does sometimes get the swing and miss, but when he's getting hit hard, and I think these Milwaukee Brewers can do some damage against him. Milwaukee hitting 250 in their last 3 games versus left-handed pitchers. I mean, that's respectable, because sometimes the Milwaukee Brewers go through droughts where they just can't hit a lefty, but I think they should be able to hit David Peterson today. Also worth noting, these Milwaukee Brewers were 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position yesterday. I mean, law of averages says today they have to be better, right? That's normally how that works. You see a team with they had a ton of chances against Verlander through 5 innings. Heck, they had chances in the first inning that I joked with Austin. I was like, if that was our Nerfy, the Brewers would have found a way to score there, because they had bases loaded with 1 out and they didn't get a single run there. And I'm like, yeah, wouldn't have been our luck. But at the same time, I think they're due some runs today. And another line that doesn't make sense in this game is the Mets' first 5 run line. They're minus 120 odds to win by 1, essentially, through 5 innings. And they're facing a really good starting pitcher on paper this year, Julio Teheran. 1.53 ERA and a 0.88 WHIP for Teheran. Now, everybody's been trying to fade this guy. Everybody's saying, oh, the regression's coming. I mean, his expected ERA is 3.29. So obviously some regression is expected. But he's been pitching really well, and this is the part of the line that doesn't make sense, because he's been pitching really well on the year. You had a Mets offense that in 9 innings of baseball, the Mets could only manufacture 3 total hits. Now I see a lot of Mets fans in our comments all the time. I think it's actually one of the more represented teams. They're going to come out here and they're going to be like, Logan, this team is absolutely garbage. Won't touch them with the 10-foot pole. Won't touch this game with the 10-foot pole. And I understand that, because the Mets offense has been anything but consistent. But I could see some opportunities today versus Teheran, because they've seen him before. They've got some history versus him. They've hit him pretty well. You look at Pete Alonso, he's 5 for 7, 714 against Teheran. McNeil, 5 for 13, 385. Nimmo, 3 for 9, 333. Marte kind of struggled, 5 for 27, 185 versus him. But those are some hitters that I expect production from today. They've seen him before, and they've hit him before. Could this finally be the regression day for him? I could see so. Given that line, I'm thinking so for sure. New York Mets only hitting 202 at home in the month of June. That's disgusting. There's too much talent on this team for that batting average to be that low. It's just that's simply how it is. Sometimes in baseball, you just got to be a game ahead, and you got to be a game ahead of the breakouts. The trends are all telling you they're in the dumpster right now. But are they in the dumpster in perpetuity? No, because normally in baseball, you go through highs and lows. They're in a low period right now, but this could be one of those random breakout spots against a pitcher on paper that they're not supposed to hit, but they do find a way today. I think, again, this line, excuse me, the line being 5.5, indicative of some runs for sure. I think the over in the first 5 is the way to go. I don't want to touch these two bullpens. Just give me the over 5.5 in the first 5 innings in this one. Austin, player prop time. What do you got for us?
Yeah, I got another player prop, and I'm going to say right now, probably not going to be as sweat-free as the one was yesterday with Luis Robert hitting a dinger in his first at-bat, but I think this guy has a good chance of getting it done, and we're going to talk about him. Like I said, I will add another one in the pinned comment, and we'll talk about that in 1 second. Now, let's talk about this guy. I'm going with Anthony Rizzo of the New York Yankees, over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs, currently minus 105 on DraftKings, probably playable to right around minus 130. We move these lines just like we move NBA player prop lines. These lines are probably going to change. We saw yesterday, Luis Robert, we took it at minus 120, got up to minus 145 by first pitch. I think this one's probably going to move a little bit just because, a lot of us are going to be on it. But I consider a couple different Yankees. And if maybe you're on FanDuel, like, Austin, I don't have this market. I need to pivot. Hang tight for a second with me. I'm going to add another player prop. My pivot would be to take both of those guys to record a hit, and that would be my favorite pivot. But let's dive into this one, and let's talk about him. And if you are betting this, it's either on DraftKings. I think BetMGM posts this market just a little bit later on in the day. You also got it at Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, No House Advantage. If you're on Fliff, they do it too there. But let's talk about a hits, run, RBIs prop. I like these more than the base prop because there's several pathways to victory here. We could see Rizzo get a couple sack flies. That could happen. We could see him walk, and maybe he gets hit around, and that's a run. That counts for one of the two that we need. But he's also a guy that's going to bat probably in the 3 spot for this team behind Gleyber Torres and Harrison Bader, 2 guys that I also considered their hits and runs and RBIs prop. And hopefully they crush their props, and they're just on base waiting for Rizzo to hit them in because that's what we would love to see. But let's talk about Rizzo so far this season. He's batting .270 on the year, 11 homers, 36 runs, 37 RBIs in 76 games this season. Now you look at June, did not start off too hot. He's batting 195 this month. And I think he had a streak in there where he went 5 or 6 games hitless. But he broke out of that streak, and he's been quietly pretty decent. Last 7 days, batting .389, been pretty good since like June 11th or so, the last 2 weeks. So he's been doing pretty well. And while you could pivot to his over 1.5 bases, I don't really want to trust a guy like that because, like I said, he could maybe get one hit and get hit around and score a run, and that's how you cash. And then you'd be requesting another hit from him. While he can, get 2 hits in a game, I'd rather just take this HRR prop. Now, Rizzo's going to face Paul Blackburn, and Blackburn is allowing a .315 batting average to lefties. Rizzo is a lefty. He has seen him 3 times, 1 for 3. That one hit was a home run. So, hey, if he wants to hit another home run, we welcome it. But Rizzo also, if you look at his splits on the home versus on the road, has terrible splits on the road this year. Batting over like 300 at home, batting I think 200 on the road. I expect those splits to even out as the season goes on. I do not expect Rizzo to have such disparity in between his home and road splits. That's normally not the case for any MLB hitter. Normally they're more even keeled on both sides of the ball. So I think he's going to go out there and do his thing. This is also Yankees offense that they pay him too much money to not muster up any runs against this Athletics team. And Paul Blackburn is a guy that wastes a lot of pitches, throws a lot of them, and this is a guy that's going to probably not last too long into this game. So we're going to see that A's bullpen come in, which the bullpen capable giving us some runs too. It's also Rizzo probably sees 4. Maybe the chance at 5 plate appearances, depend on how the rest of the Yankees offense is going, which they found a little bit of rhythm, in their last game. They had yesterday off, but scored 5 runs in their last game against the Rangers. A lot of that coming later on in the game, and maybe they can continue that momentum. Now, the last thing I want to look at, how does Blackburn do, or how does Rizzo do against the pitches Blackburn's going to throw? And while it's not like a normal guy we talked about yesterday, where you could just say, oh, we're going to look at Reed Detmers. Throws these 3 pitches. I thought you're getting. Blackburn throws a lot of different pitches, but here they all are on the screen. Sinker, slider, 4-seamer, cutter, and then the curveball's at about 14%. Those first 4 were about 20% each. Now, look at Rizzo batting .267 versus the sinker, 200 slider, 304 4-seamer, 240 cutter, and then 143 against the curve. I think the last pitch that he throws is the changeup, which is about 7 to 8%. Changeup is Rizzo's best pitch to hit, so if he wants to throw some changeups in there, hey, we welcome it. But look, he's obviously hitting decently against a bunch of these pitches. It's not not, a normal guy. We could just say, hey, he's going to throw 50% fastball. Rizzo's a good fastball. No, that's not really the case for Blackburn. But like I said, you never really know what Blackburn's going to throw at you. It's always the case for some pitchers. That's going to happen. But I really do think Rizzo has a pretty good game. He did go hitless yesterday. Well, not yesterday, but in their last game. And he hasn't got hitless in back-to-back games in about a couple weeks. So, like, if he can bounce back, get us a hit, then we're just needing maybe them to get hit around. Maybe Stanton wants to hit a home run right behind him, or Stanton wants to do literally anything because Stanton's been stinking up the joint. He's eventually going to get hot too. So either way, I think Rizzo's got a good game in him. I think he can do something today. I like his over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs, my favorite play of the day. And hopefully we can go 2-0, and then our third play can be an added winner down below. Logan, any final thoughts before we sign off of this program?
I mean, look, June can't end soon enough. This month, anything that can go wrong would go wrong. I mean, yesterday, look, I might get a little bit of hate for the Torkelson play. I mean, that's the reason I don't take player props, because the Tigers scored 7 runs, and if I would have been on a game pick, I would have been on the Tigers plus 1.5. And I had the right read on Andrew Heaney giving up some runs, wrong player. But I like the balance that we have on the show of Austin with player props and me with game picks, because I still think game picks are going to be better long term. It was super encouraging to see everyone out on the Nerfy stream last night. That really recharged me, because this has been a really draining month for Austin and I. So once again, we do appreciate everybody that's kind of sticking with us, and that's COS, Army, ride or die. We appreciate you guys. We will get this thing turned around eventually. You just gotta be patient.
Absolutely. Only 4 more days left in June. And you're right. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. We're not making excuses. We've just lost in a lot of different ways. But that's baseball. It giveth and it taketh. That's just how it works. But either way, let's go 3-0 today with the ad to play in the pinned comment, plus some Dinger Tuesday plays down below in the pinned comment as well. Let's have a good day. We'll see you guys back in tomorrow, hopefully with the brooms out, because we're long overdue a sweet pitch. We'll see you guys then. Peace.